Alright, so just moments ago, Jake Muzzin was acquired by the Toronto Maple Leafs for Sean Dursey, and Carl Grundstrom in a first round pick. Um, Anyways, I'm just gonna share my thoughts on it. And we're gonna do a franchise mode. There's probably not gonna be a lot of people watching, but yeah, this is pretty big for the Maple Leafs. Pretty big. They're getting a solid defenseman. More defensively, he's a plus 10 on the struggling Los Angeles Kings, 21 points in 50 games, which I mean for a defenseman is actually not that bad at all. He has one Stanley Cup in 2013-14. He's 29 years of age, and I'm pretty sure he's signed until 2020, so he got a year left after this year. So just to make sure, I'll check cap friendly. But yeah, I think he's but anyway, so as soon as I get some more of the details, just gonna play some classic. So Jake Muzzin was acquired by the Toronto Maple Leafs. His deal goes through 2020 of April, so next year pretty much. They trade away Carl Grundstrom and Sean Dursey and the first round pick. Sean Dursey is a 20-year-old playing in the OHL. He's picked second round, 52 overall. So far he had 17 points for Owen Sound attack, then traded to golf, and got 11 points in 8 games. He's a 20-year-old playing in the OHL, so I mean you kind of expect them high numbers. Carl Grundstrom, he was someone like Babcock every single preseason would like hype up kind of a thing. He was like, man, Grundstrom looks like a real hockey player right there, stuff like that. I like Grundstrom as a player, but I mean, you're getting Jake Muzzin. He won a Stanley Cup. He's plus 10 on a really bad LA team, and he got 21 points for a defenseman. He's 20. He's 29. Riley would actually have someone to play with, 100%. But yeah, we're gonna do a GM mode. See if like they'll win the cup. I mean, it could happen. It's a pretty good trade for the Leafs. A really good trade for the Leafs actually. So I'm just gonna do that and move them over and then sim this whole thing. But I mean, I thought like Liljegren or Sadine would be in the trade, but no, not even close. And like, just to see that deal, like look down at my phone. He's actually a good defenseman. Like he's not no third, second line pairing. Like he's been playing better than Drew Doughty this year. Drew Doughty has been awful this year, and he's been like probably hyped as one of the better like defensemen on LA this year. I'm shocked to kind of see him go because I think LA has kind of turned around a bit, but that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Like Sadine didn't even go, Liljegren didn't even go, Bracco didn't even go. So, but it's a really big deal. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do a sim third season. Trying to get everyone. Like I thought Johnson would go or like happening, but no, it's legit AHL players. I'm gonna just do it like this first because, but yeah. So I'm gonna see if they'll go through if I'll go like if the Leafs can win it. yeah, like the Leafs guaranteed didn't even trade away. Didn't even trade away Trevor Moore. Like Trevor Moore was so good this year. Like if you see him in like you think he would have value, but like, then again he did sign like a new like 3-year deal, something like that. So yeah, not even Liljegren. Liljegren don't even go. So it's a big deal. Like good trade. I mean Carl Grundstrom. I like Carl Grundstrom. Like I said, like Babcock always thought Carl Grundstrom was a good player. Like every training camp, he would say, not every training. I think it was his first training camp. He'd say like Grundstrom really knows how to play out there, and he played really good with Calder Cup like last year. But this year, he only has like 29 points in 40 games. I'd like to say off the top of my head, yeah, 29 points in 42 games. So he hasn't been like that outstanding compared to like a Bracco, and it's kind of weird to see Bracco go. So I'm just gonna sim through, see if they can win the cup in this simulation. But yeah, apparently he's supposed to be playing Morgan Riley. Morgan Riley playing the right side, and he'll play on the left. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll set up the lines like real life and see if they can do it. But it's a big deal, and like a huge deal, especially for like it's a good top four. Yeah, he's a good top four defenseman. He's been playing better than like he's been playing way better than Drew Doughty this year. Drew Doughty has been awful. He's still got a year left. He's only 29 and he's making $4 million, which means Gardner next year he can walk. Right? Like Gardner can walk. And pretty much you got someone there to replace Gardner. He's not like the same as Gardner. He's better defensively. But he's a really good player. But yeah, I mean the Kings could have got more. I 100% think the Kings could have got more. Like the Kings could have got a lot more. Like I mean they got a 20-year-old rookie that's playing in the O. Usually like if you're in your 20 year, you usually don't play for the OHL unless like I don't know, like Rubtsev on Philly. He played for Acadian Bathurst, and he's 20 now, and they brought him up to Philly's AHL. But I guess he wasn't going to get any time with the Marlies. But, I mean, really good trade for Leafs, in my opinion. In the game, he's rated 85 overall. Like, that don't really make a difference. But yeah, we're gonna sim through and CPU trades, player morale. So I gotta turn that on, I guess. Yeah, Fog of War. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not even gonna edit any of it, like. But yeah, it's a really good deal. Like Jake Muzzin, he played for Team Canada. He won a Stanley Cup. Sure, he's older, like he's 29, but he's better than what they would have got for that. Like there was no way they were getting Pietrangelo, or there was no way they were getting like a Colton Parayko, like players like that. Like for what they traded, it was a good deal. Like Grundstrom, I didn't really want to see Grundstrom go. I like Grundstrom. Babcock talked him up a lot, but I mean, they traded him and a 20-year-old rookie. I mean, and a 20-year-old rookie's in the OHL. So I mean, Jake Muzzin, he's a pretty good pickup. It's probably better than a pretty good pickup. So I'm gonna edit the lines for like Kings have many defensemen, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying the Kings made a bad trade. I mean, the Kings are rebuilding. They need to get what they want out of it. So that's kind of the deal with it. The Kings need something. Grundstrom will be a good player. Right? So, and I mean, it moves Ron Hainsey off the top pair, which a lot of people didn't like. You know, I wouldn't want Ron Hainsey on my top pairing, but it gives like some depth to the Leafs. The Leafs, are getting a very good top 4 defenseman. Well, he's going to be playing top 2 more than likely, but he's been playing, like I said, like everyone I've been talking to, he's been playing so much better than Drew Doughty this year. Now, I don't know how much truth to that there is, but apparently Drew Doughty has not been having a good season at all. Not one good season. That's the NHL. Borgman down. Shkana playing home. Gauthier and Marinson's up too, isn't it? In the system, Marinson's up too. Alright, so is he gonna be with Riley or Gardner? I say he's gonna be with Riley. Just because they don't want Hainsey to be playing top 2 minutes. Like I said, like everyone that I've talked to says the same thing, is they don't want Hainsey to be playing top 2 minutes. Gardner, they're gonna keep on playing him with Zaitsev. Zaitsev's here for a long time. I mean, that contract. But, I mean, they're putting him, they keep on trying to put him through the ringer. Because his first season, you see, like, if you really look at his first season, is Zaitsev is not the player they're trying to make him be. But Zaitsev might move to with Dermott, and Hainsey, but it's hard to tell. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jake Muzzin's a left-handed shot too. But he's a 5th round pick but yeah. Shoots left, so he plays on the left side, so they're gonna have to switch. Raleigh can play the right side, right? And that's the big difference with it all, is Riley can play the right side. So if Riley's playing, Riley's used to right side, so they're gonna put Muzzin there. Muzzin's a better defensive, it can let Riley grow. But then you look at Jake Gardner, he can't play defense at all. Like at least Morgan Riley can play a bit, but it's, it's hard, it's kind of in his way. Hutchinson and yeah. Okay. You and you. I don't know why I did this. But, yeah, we're going to send through and see if they can win a cup. Probably not, but, It's good that they're doing it. Like I said, like, he's listed as top 4 defenseman. Got 2 more years. So Gardner next year is kind of a replacement for Gardner's contract. And maybe Dermott will move up where Gardner is next year. And you'll have... But Zaitsev, like I said, Zaitsev's here for a long time. No one's going to pick up that 4.5 for another 6 years. Unless they make a no trade. I mean, it's so close to the trade deadline. Let's be real, Tampa. Tampa's not going to win the cup. I don't know how many times I've seen it. Tampa's not gonna win the cup. And I'm not saying that to be like mean. I'm not saying that to be I'm not saying that at all. But it's just Tampa's not gonna win. It's like, I don't know. And yet yeah, the checking part is it's a bit different. I mean, Kadri got in trouble last year for checking, making dirty hits. And yeah, the Zaitsev contract's definitely bad. So Kadri, I mean, Ennis is scratched. I mean, Ennis is hurt. So we'll put Ennis in there. He's gonna be coming back. I don't know how he'll be good with his ankle, but But yeah, Ian Tolick just tweeted. If any of you guys know Ian Tolick, the Muzzin trade is extremely similar to the Ryan McDonough trade last year. Top four left-handed defenseman under contract for 1.5 years on a nice deal. First and a second B level prospects. So Grunstrom and their B level prospects. So Raleigh, Gardner, Dermott. So yeah. But yeah. Leafs aren't built for it. Like, I mean, Kapanen. I never really seen many guys like completely dick Kapanen recently. He's just been too fast. Way too fast. Now, I'm trying to see. Nylander. So I'm going to put Kapanen, Nylander, Marlowe, Johnson. Oh no, Hyman. Kapanen. Yeah, we'll make them things. Riley, Muzzin, Gardner, Zaitsev. Yeah, that's what I'm going to leave it as. And goalies, I mean, Garrett's back because he's in, yeah. But yeah, so scratch Marinson. So we're going to see if they can win a cup. But like I said, if you're a big hockey fan, follow Ian Tolick. And he has a lot of best lines. It don't matter for this. He got a lot of like stats. It's pretty good with that stuff. But this is a big move. Now Jake Muzzin does add a bit of grit, is what I was gonna say earlier. It's amazing. Like, he's not amazing, but he's a pretty good defenseman. So he's better than Gardner, and he's better than Zaitsev. Now, see if he can play like that in the Leafs is one thing, right? But it all depends. Now, I'm not editing this team. I should have turned trades off. But like I said, who will I think like to win the cup this year? It's probably going to be some team it could be the Leafs. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not a big like Leafs fan. Like, I'm a big Leafs fan, but I'm not a big Leafs fan where, oh my god, they're going to win the cup. Like, they still have a lot to prove. They're a young team. But like Tampa, I don't think Tampa's going to win it. It's like last year. Tampa was this big scary team. They just traded for Ryan McDonough. How is anyone going to beat them in Washington? You know? Like, Washington is a very strong team. Was a strong team last year. And all it takes is goaltending. Like, Winnipeg fell to the Golden Knights. And clearly, if you were going to pick the two, you'd pick Winnipeg. Right? But the goalies weren't there. There's so many factors in the playoffs. So many factors. So, way too many factors in the NHL. But we'll sim through the season. And we can talk a lot about hockey. But, like I said, it's just, there's no, like I said, fuck. I'm not having injuries on. Now, this is, like I said, I'm going to turn off injuries. I forgot to do that. But, oh, man. Yeah, I mean, only way to get deep. Yeah, the main thing with the Leafs is they came back last year against the Bruins. Did I just hit best lines? Oh my god. Oh, no, I didn't. They came back last year against the Bruins, right? But they lost in Game 7, and everyone blames Jake Gardner for that. the way they'll get deep in the playoffs is if they be consistent and defensively. So if Jake Muzzin comes in here and plays the way he's been playing the whole season, the way he played in the playoffs in 2013, 2014, you're going to see a big change. Like I said, Muzzin's hard on the body. He's not the most skilled guy. He's a bit slower, but he's also responsible. Got good hockey smarts. And like I said, he's on a LA Kings team that he's a plus 10 on a bad LA Kings team. Right? So, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as no one will try to hurt Matthews and Marner, but there's still a lot of grit guys. Like Hyman, he's pretty gritty. He goes in the corners. Not Kadri. Kapanen too. Kapanen's like a scary type. Like he can get feisty, and we all know what Kadri's capable of. But do we really want Kadri to get suspended again? It's just like I said. They came back against Boston. They were down 3-1, and they lost the game with Bergeron not in the lineup, right? So it's, they just have to be consistent. Like I said, they just gotta keep on going. But like I said, if they can continue like rolling, that would be the best thing to do. It's just simple as that. But like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up that the Leafs are gonna win Stanley Cup, but if they play their game and they're not being like the way they usually are, then they'll get there. But everyone, I hated it when the articles about Nylander came out. Like, he's like, people telling him, oh, he should have sat him a year, should have did this, should have done that. But like, if Toronto gets Jake Allen, that's a huge L. So right. Actually, Jake Allen, when I used to play hockey, I used to go to a hockey camp, and Jake Allen was actually like one of the instructors. Okay. And so Jake Allen was one of the instructors, and like I have a picture with Jake Allen and everything. So weird. Lilligren and Sandy for Allen, yeah. But no, clearly not. I think the Leafs are gonna make some trades here and there, but I don't know. I think they might get someone just for like the fourth line, something like that for like not a second round pick. They're not trading more draft picks, but I don't know. They could make a few moves. Trade deadline is like February, the end of February. So it is what it's good. Like, it is what it is. Jake Allen. Yeah. I wonder if he still remembers me. Probably not. But we'll probably lose in round 3. Yeah, like Tampa, they're gonna win it one of these years. Like Tampa will win it one of these years. Like they got the best goalie. In my opinion, they got Victor Hedman. They got Steven Stamkos, Kucherov. Like I was hyping Kucherov up like the playoffs with was it with Mike Smith starting? I don't know if it's that or that was Steven Stamkos when he first started. There was one year I was hyping him up and I was like, man, he's gonna be a superstar, and everyone around me was like, no, Kucherov's junk. He's probably just gonna be like a second line winger, and then look at him. Thoughts on Jake Gardiner? Jake Gardiner, horrible in his own zone. Good offensively. He's a 50-point defenseman, which don't come easily. He's going to be gone at the end of the season. There's no way to keep him. That's why the Jake Muzzin came in. It's a bit cheaper, so bit cheaper in a deal like $50,000 cheaper, but they're the same contract and they get him for an extra year. So I mean, Jake Gardiner, if he at least produces offensively, I have no problem with him. His defensive partner is not that better either. Why not keep Jake Gardiner? Salary cap. salary cap. He will ask for 7 million. Some team's gonna give him 7 million. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, he don't need. He do not. You do not need a $7 million offensive defenseman for Toronto Maple Leafs when you got Riley and Dermott. Dermott's gonna be really good. And who gets pushed out of lineup? Dermott or Hainsey? I think Orzhaganov's gonna get kicked out of lineup. I like Orzhaganov. I think he's been a really good top 6, and for his first year in the NHL, yeah, Orzhaganov's a scratch. Yeah. I think they should rest Hainsey. He's an older player. He's been playing a lot of minutes. And Sabres going to trade a lot. NHL Network says during deadline. Sabres probably will. I mean, he's a right D, though. Yeah, Morgan Riley, the plan was, as I heard, Morgan Riley's going to be moving to the right side. He's used to the right side. And they're going to put Muzzin in on the left. They pretty much got... Yeah. Yeah, they're going to... The handedness doesn't matter. They're going to put Riley on the right. And that's the only reason why... Like, Hainsey's still a left-handed defenseman. As people keep on forgetting. And he's comfortable on the right. So Riley's going to move over. So it's going to be Riley... I think Dermott's going to... Yeah, no, Dermott was always on the left this year. So it's going to be Riley, Zaitsev, and Hainsey. Right? And Orzhaganov's going to be kicked out of it, sadly. I liked Orzhaganov. Yeah, Muzzin Riley all the way. Definitely Muzzin Riley. I can't think of any other solution. Why didn't... See, the thing was Gardner was gonna be making $7 million. Yeah, Dermott Hainsey probably, but get back to this guy's question is, yeah, Gardner's gonna be a $7 million defenseman. They're not gonna pay $7 million. They're trying to sign, like I said, they're trying to sign Marner and Matthews. Kapanen's coming up. Johnson's coming up. That's why I'm shocked. Like, LA never got either Johnson or Kapanen. Like I said, like, I think it's a great deal for the Leafs. It's a great deal for LA. LA got defensemen. And yeah, Dermott Hainsey's probably what it's gonna be. Yeah, Liljegren and Sandin, I thought they were gonna be definitely in the deal too. But they weren't. Like I said, the first round pick and 2 B prospects. I like Grundstrom, but I mean, it was do you want Grundstrom or a chance to win the cup? And the way salary cap works these days is you gotta capitalize on the chance. And they are. I mean, this is last year Matthews and Marner's deals, so I mean, next year they might not be as good, but they might. I mean, they might make a move for a blue line. If they do for like a go for a Gudis, you'll probably try to see Zaitsev going the other way. I don't see the Leafs make another move unless they can get Zaitsev off their hands. Right? Especially for defense. They might, like I said, I'm not sure how much long Gudis got on his deal. But if he got an extra year on his deal, they won't go for him. Any player to get now, it's just gonna be a rental, and they're probably gonna pick up, like I said, probably 5 minutes before the trade deadline, throw a team a fifth, conditional fifth or something for a player, and Parenko won't. They're not gonna go for Parenko. They can't go for Parenko. They have nothing to go for them. Salary cap too. Franco got time. Get the Leafs are trying to win this year. Yeah, you did. Yeah, like I said, to win the Stanley Cup is so hard. Um, I don't think there's a team in the NHL that you could say is winning the cup 100%. Like, look at Vegas last year. Um, I don't think there's been a team that's finished first in the league that won a Stanley Cup. I can't remember last team. Right? The playoffs is a whole different game. Like the Boston Bruins. Think of the Boston Bruins. Their team in the season, they're probably finished second or third. You know what I mean? They might finish second or third, and in the playoffs, they might be the best team out there. Right? It all depends on the players on the team. Because there's a lot of players on team, you know, they turn up an extra gear in the playoffs. They have an extra step, they have an extra. But like I said, like, if the Leafs win the cup, I won't. Like, I'll be the first one to. Like, if the Leafs win the cup, I'll be the first one to celebrate. Like, all over. Yeah, definitely. Like, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Boston, they can definitely outpower the Leafs. But there's going to be games where the Leafs can definitely outpower them. Like I said, like, John Tavares is a big factor. Matthews is a big factor. Marner is a big factor. You know, like Pittsburgh, I'm not worried as Pittsburgh anymore because Matthews, Tavares, and Kadri, Crosby, Malkin, and Brassard, and I think Pittsburgh's trying to trade Brassard. So, you know, in Tampa they got Point, Johnson, and Stamkos. So, you know, Boston is just a team that they play a lot different. Just a lot different. But I like the trade from both sides. I try to not to be biased. Like Leafs is 100% my team, but I don't like to be completely biased because I don't think like the day like the Leafs win the cup, I will be celebrating. But like I'm not gonna be like, oh, this year they have a good chance. Like this year they have a good chance, but you have to remember like Matthews got so much longer. Gardner, Bracco. See that trade just I don't think that trade will happen. I it's like I said, like Gardner I can't see Gardner moving. Um yeah, but the thing is Parenko got years left, and that's money. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to save money. So if they do trade Gardner, I don't think Gardner would be the one at the door. I think if they were gonna trade for a Parenko, Zaitsev would have to be on that deal, just because of term, right? And yeah, Gardner, like I said, Gardner for Muzzin is definitely a steal. It's definitely a steal. Like $4 million for a defenseman like Muzzin, that's a steal. Where Zaitsev makes 4.5. You know. Let's see what happens in this NHL. Yeah, they're gonna choke in the first round against Florida. But yeah, it's just hard to believe it. Like, it's hard to believe. Oh, Toronto's losing in the first round in the simulation. Kovalchuk, yeah. Kovalchuk must be some upset. Just Just wonderful, I'd say. And that's all she wrote. Dazzuk might be coming back. I wouldn't hold my breath over it. It's just not. I don't know. Dazzuk's probably not as good as he used to be. And even if he did, it's just, yeah. Just not as good. But, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be getting my hopes up. And Toronto don't need centers. They got Kadri locked up. They got the Bears locked up. Matthews will probably be locked up. I mean, Trevor Moore looks like a really good player, so I can see like Connor Brown going. Just said Kobe too. Yeah. But is there any leagues with bad contracts? Zaitsev would be the worst one. 100% Zaitsev would be the worst one. Marlowe's contract's not that good either. But Marlowe's still producing, so you know. Kapanen and Brown, Gardner and Zaitsev will not all be on the team next year. Kapanen, I think Kapanen will be here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Kapanen's gonna be here. And something you have to remember about Kapanen is he's an RFA. And AJ, I guess you're talking about Johansson, Andre, yeah. And I don't think he will, just because he already signed that deal betting on himself. Signed a 1-year deal to make money. So, I don't think he'll be here, but I can see Kapanen back next year. I don't know, we'll see what the contracts look like after it goes into it. Just realistically. I mean, Matthews is not making 7.5. He only had 55 points. But, yeah. I mean, that Marlowe contract is something you could look at taking out. Marlowe's not the best option for it, but just Marlowe's not even close. Hyman, Dermott, Hainsey, Connor Brown, Kapanen still got us on a deal. Right. Hainsey will probably retire. But, I mean, retain salary, the Kessel salary is still there. But yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap up the video now. That's all the questions there is. But yeah, so I just simmed through the season. Yeah, so I just simmed through the season. You can replay the video. If you have any questions, just put them in now and I'll try to answer them. But like I said, to go through the trade again. Jake Muzzin was acquired for a first, Sean Dury, and Carl Grundstrom. Carl Grundstrom was a player, like I said, I like Carl Grundstrom, but 29 points in 42 games. I mean, not the best for a 21-year-old coming over from Europe. And the way he played in the playoffs last year was really good. It's just sad that, you know. And Sean Durrells, or whatever his name is, he's a 20-year-old rookie playing in the O, so I mean, his numbers are going to be good anyway. I mean, the first round picks, depending on how they place. I do other videos. I did the OHL tournament. I did QMJHL tournament and the WHL tournament. I don't know why he's still on the team, but yeah, I live stream every day on Twitch, but I'm live streaming on YouTube because it's just easier. I'm gonna post this video on YouTube anyway. Just so much easier to do it on YouTube right now. But like I said, I'm a big Maple Leafs fan, as you can tell. But I'm not biased. That's one thing about me is I'm from Newfoundland. So if you don't know where that is, that's where the St. John's Maple Leafs used to play. So growing up, I used to watch the St. John's Maple Leafs, and that's why I was a Toronto fan. And growing up 30 years, like watching Palmer Karofsky, being like, man, Palmer Karofsky is so good. Nick Andropov is so good. You know, like players like that, like. And now you look at the team now in front of you, and it's a lot different team. Like, but I'm excited. You know, if you ever seen like the Ottawa thing, I'm excited. The sponsors excited. Yeah, so everyone's excited right now. But I'll be doing more videos as the Leaf season goes on. Playoffs, I'll be doing a bunch more. I might do a live stream for trade deadline. Who knows yet? But anyways, thanks for all the questions, and talk to you guys after, I suppose.